Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, everyone. I've missed y'all. Let's get this lighting. Oh my God, so harsh. Hold on. That's a little bit more natural. How's everyone doing? It is about 9:17 in the evening here, where I'm located. As you're coming in, go ahead and put in the chat where you're tuning in from. Where you are tuning in from. Tonight we're doing yet another hot seat coaching opportunity. A few days ago, I had gone on here and provided the opportunity for an individual to come on here and speak on her experience as the scapegoat in a narcissistic family dynamic. And I'm here to do the same today. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm so excited to speak with y'all today. Okay. So what we're going to do, hello, welcome in, John. What we'll do is I want to start off with a quote I saw in regards to the narcissistic, experiencing the cyclical aspect of narcissistic abuse. And let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me just fine. Let me know how you can hear me, okay? When you're in a relationship with a covert narcissist, like I'm talking a intimate relationship, a romantic relationship with a narcissist, most individuals come out on the other end realizing that they were in a narcissistic relationship the whole time. And it is so... Let me see. Okay. And it's just so crazy to look back on the other end. Looking back at it, like when you're finished with those kinds of relationships where you finally wake up and you realize, hold on, there's been a pattern here. Hello, welcome in, y'all. As you're coming in, put in the chat where you're tuning in from, what part of the world you're from. I'm very curious. But yeah, you look back and you realize the whole thing was a performance. I think that's the trippiest part about being in a relationship with a narcissistic individual. It's like coming out at the end of it with, and having to deal with the awareness, like, oh, like now the veil is lifted, right? Now you have to deal with the weight of that. Like, oh, that was all a performance. That was all fake. That was all curated specifically for me to keep me in this cycle. Like, that's the thing about narcissistic abuse, is that it's cyclical. It is cyclical. Welcome in, everyone. Does this resonate? Who's this resonating with tonight? Who is resonating with this conversation tonight? Because I know it's someone. Out there. Welcome in, y'all. Heck yeah. Who is this resonating with tonight? It's quiet up in here. It's quiet up in here. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me just fine. That's important. I wonder if Are you able to request to join the live? Does it give you that option for whoever's tuned in right now? Oh, I see. I see how to do it now. Okay. Who is this resonating with, y'all? I need to know. Because when you come, like, listen. The thing about being, like, targeted by a narcissist, y'all, is that you don't realize you've been targeted until you learn the lesson. You got to learn the lesson. It is like, listen, manipulators are good manipulators for a reason. They're good at what they do for a reason. They're called narcissists for a reason. And I'm not with the whole calling anyone a narcissist just because we don't like them hype. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm not with that. Like, genuinely, like, stop throwing heavy-weighted terminology around when you aren't even aware of the definition of it. Like, you don't understand the extent at what defines a narcissist. In order to define a narcissist or be able to pick up on one and identify one, it's ingrained in their behavior. Like, it's ingrained in behavior, the cyclical aspect of it, of their behavior, of how their relationships manifest, or the dynamic of their dynamic of their relationships, how it manifests. Can y'all hear me okay? As you're tuning in, can y'all hear me okay? Looks like we have 4 folks in here. Put in the comments if you can hear me fine, because I'm tuned in from my laptop, actually. TikTok studio. This is fun. Let me know if y'all can hear me fine. Okay. It takes time to be able to identify a narcissist, y'all. You can't identify one in a one and done situation. Listen, I don't know how I got on a tangent. The quote that I want to share with y'all is this. Listen. Hello, welcome, Abstract. Thank you for engaging with us. Appreciate you. I remember you from our last live. Okay, read this. This is part of the behavior of a narcissist when they're getting ready to, or when you finally wake up to it, when you finally become aware of the cycle. Okay, read this. Look, but the rose-colored lenses come off and you start to heal. You finally see every red flag you ignored. But the rose-colored lenses come off and you start to heal, and you finally see every red flag you ignored. Not because you were blind, but because they love-bombed you so hard in the beginning that your instincts, boundaries, and clarity were overridden. You weren't seeing the truth back then, you were seeing the mask. And that's the scariest part about dealing with a fucking narcissist. Excuse my language. That's the motherfucking scariest part about dealing with a narcissist. Is that when you finally wake up, you realize all of their behaviors, it was all a performance. It was all to keep up a particular mask, a particular story, a performance that they want you to believe, that they want you to see. And when you look back, because listen, when you're stuck in that cycle with them, you are so blindsided because they keep you moving. Boom, 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 boom. It's like the love bomb, right? It's like, listen, it's good. And then they do something disrespectful. And then you try to, it is destabilizing. Yes. It is very, 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 very destabilizing. And it doesn't allow your nervous system to rest. They put you in a cycle, never-ending cycle. The type of love bombing we're talking about here is the one that is strategic. When you're dealing with narcissists, they are strategic individuals. They're strategic individuals. All of their moves and behaviors and decisions all have an underlying motivation. It's all, they're the building blocks for the environment and dynamic they're trying to create in the relationship. And they rely on you ignoring your own intuition and your own sixth sense. They rely on that, on manipulating you so that you start to deny your own truth. Isn't that scary, y'all? Narcissists are scary, scary individuals. They are so strategic. It is terrifying. It is terrifying dealing with a narcissist. Because they literally rely on you being blindsided the whole time in order for them to win. Yes, it's all for that supply. Yes, it is. That's how narcissists operate. And it's so scary looking back at a relationship where you were with a narcissist, because you're like, all of it was fake. Because then you begin to look back and you're like, all of the good moments were all part of the love bombing process, because they were strategically curated right after a moment where there's a disagreement, or you try to bring up a situation where you were disrespected, where you try to bring up any conversation where you try to advocate for yourself, and then you're gaslit about it. And then they give you a sorry ass apology. And then immediately after, they switch as if everything has been normal this whole time. And you're left feeling like, am I overreacting? Why are my emotional needs not being met? He's not meeting my emotional needs. He's discarding me and my emotions quite quickly. And I don't feel heard. I don't feel satisfied. It leaves you there. And that's all strategic. It's all strategic on behalf of the narcissist. It's to keep you in that position of doubting yourself and maintaining that cognitive dissonance, that brain fog, that confusion that just never goes away. What do you have to say about emotional enmeshment in the parent-child relationship? Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example? What do you have to say about emotional enmeshment in the parent-child relationship? What kind and with who? Because each child plays a different role within narcissistic family dynamics. And are we asking this question with the preconceived notion that the parent is the narcissist? Emotional enmeshment? Are you asking how to detach? Are you saying that it's hard to navigate the relationship you have with your narcissistic parent because of the emotional enmeshment? Is that what you're asking? Because I understand that as well. I totally understand that too. What helped me in my situation? I had to I had to let go of the idea, the belief. Yes, we're using live studios. But to help me, CK in particular, I had to detach and grieve the fantasy that I had a mother-daughter relationship that I so badly craved. We have to let go of that. I had to let go of that. I had to switch how my brain perceived my mother, who is my abuser as well, and who is the covert narcissist of my family, okay? I had to let go of that. I had to grieve it because I had to finally look at the truth. Have I really been mothered by my mother? Have I really been nurtured by my mother? Have I experienced the experience of a mother and daughter that is healthy, loving, and nurturing? No, I was deprived of it, and I received the complete opposite. Actually, I was abused, actually. Physically, psychologically, verbally, all of it, okay? So I had to finally wake up to that. Like, this is the reality. There was never the mother-daughter relationship you fantasized, you envisioned. I had to step out of Delulu land and look at the truth, as hard as it is to bear. Because we never wanted to accept that it could be our own mother. That's hard to accept. Let me read your comments now. Never giving legitimacy or autonomy to the child's autonomy. I understand that completely. My mother did the same thing. She denies her children of autonomy because she enmeshes her. She sees her children as extensions of her. So she doesn't see them as their own people. Rather, that is why she is so disrespectful. You know, the disrespect is huge in regards to her children's independence and autonomy and needs and desires. It's just because the narcissist is completely selfish and self-entitled and like just obsessed with themselves. Exactly, lovely soul. They said, my therapist told me to mourn the mother I never had and never will have. Exactly. And finally seeing them for who they really are and the role that they play in your life. It's about looking at this person as your abuser. That's the shift I had to make in my own mind. This is my abuser. She's not my mother. And that helped a lot. That helped a lot. In regards to letting go of that fantasy and the sorrow. Helps mitigate it. Yeah. Exactly, CK. That's covert narcissistic abuse, where the child has to feel like they're walking on eggshells around their abuser, around their parent, because their mood determined the state of the whole house. That's toxic. That's toxic. Oh goodness, it was heartbreaking, but once the sadness ends, you feel powerful. Yeah. And being the scapegoat child is the worst. Having other siblings not see it. Oh my God. And be seen as crazy. Literally. That is why. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. Thank you so much for the roses. This is why I'm here, because scapegoats, no one understands. Scapegoats have the most isolating experience, and you have to understand it is chronic. It is for years on end until that scapegoat can emancipate, can leave and support themselves. Thank you, lovely soul. I'm here. You know what I'm doing? I'm alchemizing my situation. That is exactly what I'm doing. I said, they ain't gonna tear me down. But anyways, it takes a lot of inner work though, y'all. Like genuinely, you have to step out of the because at some point I was internalizing all of that hatred I was receiving, and I internalized it, and it manifested into self-hatred. That's a dangerous place to be. And that's also what contributed to a lot of like mental health ebbs and flows. You know, But it's not only that, because like a lack of community and isolation within your own home is detrimental, genuinely detrimental. It's like there's no way out. Like you're just trapped, and there's nothing you can do except accept it. That's a debilitating experience. Hello, Iris. Welcome in. Which video are we talking about? Thanks for coming to my live. Hello. I'm talking about the most important conversation ever. Covert narcissistic abuse. Yes, the one about narc mothers. Yep. That one's a good one. That's what we're talking about today. But I've also touched on what it's like being in a narcissistic relationship with a individual, with a partner. So what does narcissism look like outside of the family dynamic? In my experience, it's always been cyclical. Yeah, I hear you. It's crazy how many people have the same experience. Why are some parents even like this? I mean, if you look into it, if you really, really understand it, you'll realize that narcissism stems from a deep, deep insecurity in themselves. And so they supplement for that lack of confidence and lack of self-concept by stealing and manipulating and basically doing witchcraft on the energies of others, because they have none for them own. Like, they don't have their own life force. They don't have their own life force. They're dependent on the life forces of others. The ones that are easy to manipulate, quick to forgive, too merciful, too graceful. They prey on individuals like these. And the targets of narcissistic abuse are also in alignment with scapegoats as well. What's the common thread here? It's oftentimes the empathy, the forgiveness of the scapegoat or of the target. Just someone that gives chance after chance, because they haven't realized that someone that is a safe person would not do those toxic behaviors in the first place. I'm reading your comments now, y'all. Thank you for being patient. Sometimes I gotta speak. It's on my heart. You know? I'm dedicated to this work. I'm really here to help y'all develop skills needed to navigate this existence with a narcissist, with a covert narcissist. She's graduating on the 10th. Should you go? Lovely soul, that's up to you. That's up to you. That's up to you. I mean, that's up to you. You have to decide, do you have strong boundaries? Can you protect yourself? Can you protect your energy? Can you show up while detaching with your family or with your sibling? Iris, I'm reading your comments. That's crazy, Iris. I've also experienced smear campaigns. They're the worst. It's so strategic and evil. Then I started realizing the pattern. I'd always make excuses for him and my mother. Exactly. Y'all should tell me. I'm curious as to how this experience has affected you in your adulthood. Whether you're the child of a narcissist or whether you've been in a narcissistic relationship with someone that was narcissistic, let me know your experiences and how you manage. Exactly. Go and keep it cute. Keep it cute. Make sure you are honoring your self-respect always. Did y'all realize that that is how you can reduce your chances of getting caught by a narcissist, y'all? Is by running a strict program. You know what it means to run a strict program? Run a strict program. First sign of disrespect or dishonor, cut. Do not tolerate disrespect. Listen, if you wouldn't do it to another person that you genuinely respect and appreciate as a human being, like, hello, common human decency is required treatment. What the heck? I shouldn't have to like argue about that. We shouldn't have to beg for that. You need to run a strict program. Maybe lose all my friends because I said I was taking a little bit to heal. It was 3 months later. They made you... My mom is a narcissist and I'm now struggling not to people please and find my own opinion. Right. These people don't matter that much. People do not matter that much. Scapegoats are conditioned to prioritize others and their needs first. It's like you were conditioned for that. That's not your actual role. You just were brainwashed to believe that that was your role in the world so that you maintain small and controllable. You need to undo that. You need to undo that. Who's Ryan? Let's see what's going on here. I hope I'm able to... Hello.
What's up? How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm great.
So tell me, what's made you want to come on in?
I don't know. You sound like you hate men. I don't know what's going on here.
I sound like I hate men?
Yeah.
What?
Self-reclamation. I mean, what's going on here? What do you got going on?
Self-reclamation. I'm talking about covert narcissistic abuse within the context of a family dynamic where the family is narcissistic, where there's like a ringleader, which is oftentimes like the narcissist, right? The ringleader of the whole family. And so this is an opportunity for scapegoats that have been the scapegoat of those family dynamics. Why is this working?
Okay, just here's some advice. Stay away from those people.
Away from who? Away from who exactly?
Stay away from the narcissistic abusers.
Right. This is for the people that don't have an option except to be there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. You know, obviously, if leaving was an option, like we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But this conversation is to teach people the skills necessary to mitigate it while you're living with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks. I think people rush into relationships these days and they get stuck, like you said. Right. They can't leave, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
People got to slow down. People got to slow down and get to know each other before they commit.
Well, that's true. But listen, like narcissists can wait months and years.
Yeah, I mean, you should be like people. They rush into things too quickly these days.
Right.
Like just take your time.
Right.
I mean, you don't really know somebody until you live with them, right?
Well, yeah, but I feel like we're talking more about when it's within the family.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like not so much in a relationship or a romantic relationship, but more so like the experience of it within the family. And I speak on behalf of a lot of ethnic families too, because I come from an ethnic household, and it's very apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I'm jumping off.
For
Have
sure.
a great night.
Thank you. You too. Alrighty. Now let me read your comments. Frame drops detected. Let's see. Sakria says, oh, yeah, y'all. I think it's a natural concept. I think it's a natural. It's a predictable occurrence for scapegoats to have a lack of identity, where they're not really sure who they are or what they stand for. It's because their whole lives they were conditioned to prioritize the opinions of others and mold themselves to fit those ideas. As a method of like self-protection and self-preservation. So that would look like taking up as little room as possible. If you have a overstimulated mom like my mom, you would often get screamed at for making noises that she didn't like just making normal noise, like you're just busy and she's probably just overstimulated and screaming at the top of her lungs at you. Like, that's never okay, but that's what happens. And being physically moved, physically dominated. Psychologically dominated, emotionally dominated. Like, that's what it's like living with someone that's just interacts with you in those manners all of the time. And I realized recently, it's such an isolating experience because the rest of the sibling, my siblings, would never understand what I'm talking about because she interacts with them so much more differently. As the scapegoat, you're often provoked. Right. You learn how to be so quiet, how to make yourself so small. So, undetectable. And that's so sad. Like, that genuinely tears apart at a person's self-esteem, where you hold the belief, even unconsciously. It's like subconscious. It's ingrained into your subconscious until you wake up. Hello? That oh, I don't want to come off as weird, or oh, I don't want to sound this way, or oh, I don't want to sound this way. I don't want to look like this. I don't want them to think I'm weird. It's like all you do is second guess yourself. Do you realize how self-sabotaging that is? Do you realize how this can affect you in your future and how you show up in the world? Do you realize how many opportunities this can take from you? Are you aware of it? Are you aware of how serious it is if you don't become aware of it and awake to it and choose otherwise? Oh God, what happened? Are we still live? Yes, good. Okay. Yeah. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm here. It's important you learn the skills. You need skills to be able to manage this experience as the scapegoat. But these are skills that follow you everywhere, though. Like learning how to master your emotions. Learning how to interact with the narcissist in your life. On top of being neurodivergent and being different than most, you got CPTSD from your own mom. Right. And I understand and I resonate with that experience as well, lovely soul. I'm not diagnosed, but there are moments where I highly presume. Who knows? But also, did you know that symptoms of CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, the symptoms of it have been shown to be quite similar to the identifying characteristics of someone that may be diagnosed with neurodivergency. Exactly. Why are we talking about the death penalty in my comments? How does that correlate, Atticus? Innocent, yeah. Where are you guys tuned in from? And if any of this resonates, y'all, reach out in my DMs to book a one-on-one. Canada, New Jersey, Ohio. Wow. Worldwide, call me Mr. Worldwide. Welcome in, y'all. Minneapolis. Oh my goodness, y'all. I do like questions. How about you correlate it to psychology or something in regards to or in relation to the topic we're talking about? I teach skills. I teach skills. Iris, do you want to hop on and talk real quick? If you want to send an invite to join, I want to talk. I'm curious about what's going on. Skills that scapegoats need to learn how to use. Scapegoats. People that are often indirectly targeted and chosen within a family. Oh my, yeah, that's late. Are you still dependent on your mom for anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, oftentimes when I get on these lives, okay, y'all. Let me read these comments. Yep, I understand that experience of still living with your abuser. That's why I teach the skills necessary to mitigate that and to kind of reduce the effect that the abuse has on you as much as that is within your control. So what I teach individuals is how to utilize the power that they have from within. Because as scapegoats, you feel stripped of your power. You often feel helpless and alone, but you're not. You're not. You're not helpless and you're not alone. I promise you there are skills that all you have to do is learn, practice, implement, take control of your emotions. Don't give the narcissist reactions. Do not react. And minimize how much engagement you provide. For example, if they ask you a question, don't respond with words, just and just kind of make sure you don't even make eye contact. You stay focused on what you're doing and where you're going. If you live with the narcissist, okay? You need to learn how to manage yourself around them. You know, if they're your mom, we fall for the trap that, oh, she wants to bond with me. She's talking to me. She's asking questions about me. Like you feel like happy because that's what you want. But that's part of the cycle, of the narcissistic abuse cycle, where they bait you with the love that you're looking for and crave so badly. And then you consider it's innocent. You say, oh, she's not in a mood, I guess. Okay, cool. We get to talk and interact. Awesome. But later on, and almost sometimes even immediately after, it's used against you. Exactly, Iris. See? What did I say? See? What did I say, Iris? Oh my God. She asks questions and then 1 to 2 hours later throws it in my face as an insult. Do you see? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And they say it also to provoke you too. It's oh my God, it's all a method. It's all to provoke. And you're like, does this person not just get tired? Thank you for that, Iris. Do they not have anything better to do? Are they that miserable? And sometimes it is heartbreaking if you're not emotionally detached yet. It is heartbreaking. Because you're just sitting there like, why would my own mom do this to me? Why would my own mom say that? My own mom, my own mom, my own mom. She's not your mom. I had to tell myself, she is not your mom. She's your abuser. She's your mother effing abuser. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. Iris, start affirming accurate things of yourself, Iris. And whenever you find yourself speaking negatively of yourself, ask yourself, whose voice is this? Because it ain't mine. Whenever you find yourself speaking negatively of yourself, ask yourself, whose voice is this? Who's talking right now? Because it's not me. Yeah, Iris, I bet you're plenty successful in many ways. And darling, in many ways. There's something about you. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. There's always something about the person that they target that's special. We have to see what's special about us and finally claim it, because they ain't gonna tell us. They're not gonna tell us. They're not gonna tell us we're good. One question, Barney says, are they aware of the negativity of their actions and doing it regardless? So, Barney, listen. The people we're talking about, like, we're dealing with people that are concerned primarily with power and control. So what I mean by that is they're only concerned with getting their way, which means that they don't care about the consequences of their actions. They don't care at all because they're so self-serving. You have to understand that that's how they're functioning. They're self-serving organisms. That's genuinely how their brain works. They have no empathy. They don't consider others. They're very self-serving organisms. So to answer your question, they don't even consider if there will be negative consequences to their actions, because they're only concerned with getting their needs met in whichever way they choose. You see how it's just self-serving. They're concerned with only themselves. Yeah, your GPA is not a reflection of your intellect at all. Because a person can be skilled in many other ways that are not measured within a GPA. Iris, you best believe you're special. You better pour into yourself and love yourself, intentionally love yourself, and heal that inner child. Iris, it seems like your mom's words feel heavy for you. Does that sound accurate? Like, I'm getting the sense that like her words affect you. Yeah. Yeah. Do you use any energy protection, like practices? How are you protecting your spirit as you live with this individual? I think it's also important to Like, how do you protect yourself? Like, how do you protect yourself spiritually? Like, do you? I'm just curious. Am I a psychic? No, no. I am intuitive, though. I'm very in tune with my own intuition and picking up on other people's senses, I suppose. Yeah. And if any of this is resonating, y'all, reach out in the DMs and I can send you the link to book a one-to-one where we do a deep dive of your unique situation. And I'll guide you through navigating the dynamic that you're in so that you're not alone, so that you don't feel helpless. And instead you feel well equipped, strategic, and clear. No, I'm not tuned into that goals. So yeah, would anyone like the opportunity to hop on this live and talk to us about your experience with covert narcissistic abuse in the family dynamic? My nose is itchy, I don't know why. Venus, I am willing to accept a live request to talk about the narcissistic partnership dynamic. Yeah, if you want to come request. Thank you. If anyone wants to request to join, come on, let's be your first time. It's a safe place. If you're comfortable like talking about it publicly, let me invite you. No pressure though. All right, hold on. Let me figure this out. Oh, you did. I can't even see. Oh my god. Hold on, I can't even see. Oh wait, can you? Hold on. Okay, do it again. Good night, Iris. Thank you for tuning in today. Send it again. I'm literally trying so hard to see it right now. Oh boy. Let's see. I'm actively trying to figure this out right now. I apologize. Of course, of course. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, I think it worked.
It did work. Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, this is my first dual live. I'm basically on the phone right now. Okay, cool.
Yes, yes, yes. We're on the phone. It's chill.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, literally, I just this last week have been going through something super relevant. And so of course, the algorithm got my back
Right.
and put you in my For You page. So hey, what's
Yeah.
up?
Hello. Hello.
I'm surviving. I like your vibe. I'm like, okay, let me see what you can help me with here. But
Oh, sick.
I'll
Yeah.
keep it super relevant to this. But essentially, I have been no contact with my narcissistic ex for a year and a couple months, since
Yeah.
September last year. Doing pretty good, It's tough, obviously. I was with them for 3 years, married,
Yeah.
divorced.
Yeah.
A lot of on and off, a lot of love bomb, devalue, discard,
Yeah.
classic. A lot of trauma, all this stuff, whatever. So they tried to reach out. I went no contact in September. It was really intense for me. I have trauma. My brother committed suicide 8 years ago. And so I don't really like to lose people. It's very intense. So I was it's very difficult to go no contact, but I did it. And my ex reached back out maybe a month, in October after I went no contact, and reached out about his dog dying. And I didn't know this dog for long. It was only a little bit of time, maybe 4 months I knew the dog. The dog was really old. He took on the dog, whatever. And he emailed me because I blocked him everywhere and I went no contact. And he said the dog died. And then I didn't respond because I was I sent my condolences through spiritually, I do feel for the dog, whatever. And he sent me another email 2 days later and was I cannot believe you didn't, respond to that. This is for the dog. You can't even send your condolences, not even for me, just narcissistic, fucking with me, to be fair. So I was didn't respond. And I ate that shit up. I was really strong and I did it. And, I see a lot of I don't know if it's fear baiting. I don't know what it is, but I see oh, they always hoover back, and he doesn't have social media. So I'm I don't know if he's looking at my shit, but because I always see this, it kind of has me a little freaked out. I don't like the thought of him obviously watching on my shit, and especially if he doesn't have social media. Well, this is where this is relevant because it's been a year, we've no contact. I've only seen him outside in public twice, and I didn't speak to him either of the times, completely ignored, walked away. And so we shared an HBO account. This is really niche. So I'm is this what this is? This bitch got me going crazy low-key because of it.
Yeah.
I'm on HBO. I didn't have nothing to watch. So I left HBO. Mind you, I'm bed rotting this day. I go back on HBO 3 hours later, and my whole account was flipped into Spanish, and my ex spoke Spanish, and I was okay, that's weird. I had to navigate to the profile page to figure out how to get it back into English. And my name, there's 3 other profiles on there. One was my roommate, normal name, my mom, normal name, and my name was switched to the word toothless in Spanish. And that used to be our profile picture when we shared the HBO account. But the profile picture didn't switch. So I'm just is this his way of trying to hoover me, or am I just tripping, and was it Mercury retrograde? I'm what is hoovering? Is this bitch watching me? What are your thoughts on hoovering and stuff?
What is your
That was a
understanding
lot.
No, thank you for sharing. That's kind of crazy. And I think it's so If you notice the way he came back out to bait you with something emotional like the dog dying, do you realize that?
Yeah, that I really had to be so strong because in my before like the September me completely going no contact, whenever we would stop, he would bait me back in. Yeah. And
With
so I
like,
am noticing that I would go back in. So that was my part in it. And so that's why I said I cannot email him back, even though I really want to be like, not the dog fucking dying. That's so sad, you know, like,
right.
but I didn't.
Yeah. No,
And
heck
then he
yeah.
emailed me again. So I'm like, is hoovering a real thing? Because I get fear baited about it like all the time on here.
What are you afraid of exactly?
I guess just like, yeah, that is the question, maybe.
Yeah.
Just like maybe me falling for my old, like wanting to talk to him. Cause like there is a part of me, of course, that like, you know, I understand he's a narcissist. Like I can understand all the toxicity. But
Yeah.
like I'm like, there was still like, you know, moments of like true vulnerability, I feel like, but maybe not. Cause it's like, was it just my vulnerability?
No, listen. Like the way these narcissists operate, dude, they choose their people very strategically. Like they choose
Yeah.
very forgiving people, people that give chance after chance, people that give a lot of grace and mercy because we project our own like lifestyles, the way we operate in the world onto them. We assume that they're innocent the way we would be, like the way we would ask for a second chance. That's how we would operate. But they make it
Yeah.
hard to, but that's how they choose their people because it's people like us that have so much forgiveness and so much grace. And we choose to look past the red flag after red flag after red flag
Hmm.
because we trust and have false hope. Because they do change for a little bit, but it's followed up with like the love bombing,
Yeah.
so that you can move on to the next subject or the next occurrence, which is the love bombing, so that you forget about the level of disrespect that they put you through.
Yeah. Because I would, but then of course I wouldn't, and then I'd have to walk on like eggshells if I like wanted to bring it up again. Like, why are we
Yeah,
talking about this? I thought we solved it, and it's like, no, we didn't. So like, yeah,
yeah,
I see that. The issue is that I think what I'm scared about is I can tell and I realize he's a covert narcissist, and that's what's so upsetting.
yeah.
Because I want to believe in, like you just said, like the good in everyone, of course, and like he had a fucked up childhood. Who knows how much of it was real? Like,
Listen, the childhood part, they always get you with the traumatic childhood. But listen,
they do.
have you had a traumatic childhood? Like, have you experienced like any sort of trauma in your childhood? Have you?
Absolutely. Like, and it always seemed like his was way worse than mine, of course. But like, I, of course, like, you know, my dad was in prison growing up. Like, I didn't have my dad for a long time. Like I said, my brother committed suicide like 8 years ago. I'm 29. So it's like, you know, like,
It's a lot.
there's been trauma. Yeah. And I was with this guy only like 4 or 5 years ago. So it was like
Yeah,
in the midst of me really going through grief and learning and shit. But his always
yeah,
seemed way more fucked up. So I just had so much like understanding for that or compassion, maybe.
right.
You know, like I was just like, and maybe I'm a fixer, and maybe that's my problem too, and my problem in it. Like,
It's
and
possible.
yeah, I'm very like self-reflective. I've been doing a lot of like work this whole like year. I've been very single, like year and a half,
Yeah,
having no contact and working on it. But a part of me is just like, I'm just like, it could just be easy to be toxic myself and just go back and be like, not no contact and be like, okay, what was that you like on my HBO? Like, what do you want to say? Like, but I
oh,
can't, and I don't. It's like so hard for me to hold myself back, but I am. I'm being really strong. I'm
yeah.
like, it is hard. I don't know. The no contact's really tough for me because of like my trauma.
No, yeah. Like it sounds like you're still holding on to the hope, like hope that he would come back around and really fix his ways. Because maybe you really did love him. Like that's why there's still that.
Yeah.
And I completely understand that, dude. But that's why it's so hard to accept these people for what they really are. And for you, like for me, the hardest part is looking back at all the time me and my ex spent together and realizing that that was all part of the performance to keep me around so that he could take and drain my energy or whatever he got from me.
Yeah.
It's all strategic for themselves. Like, you think of the good
Hard to
moments.
believe.
Yeah, you think of the good moments because they were so special to you, but you realize that. You realize how little of an effort it always was, though. They were
Yeah.
always they were always breadcrumbs. You realize that. You look back and you realize those were breadcrumbs. Like, I was fiending over breadcrumbs for love.
Literally. I'm like, oh no, why am I feeding over breadcrumbs? But
Literally.
yet, and like, so why is it like, and I do really good, like, I really, really do like spiritual work. You were talking about it, that with Iris. Like, I really do like tap in, I meditate, like, and it has been a really hard year. Like, if I haven't been doing these spiritual things, to be fair, like, I probably would be in my toxic pattern with him still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been really tapping in and I've been really like working on myself. But there's just like this little like voice in the back of my head that's like, just text him so that you can like maybe like I'm holding on to something in my body. Like, do I need to text him? Like, was that my spirit guides on my HBO telling me like,
Uh-uh.
no, like it wasn't him. I'm like,
Uh-uh.
was it the spirit guides?
No, listen. You're probably listen, to be honest, it's very likely that you could still be trauma bonded to him because the relationship might have prioritized his needs, his wants, so you were conditioned to prioritize his needs, his wants. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like unconsciously you're still running around with him on your mind because it was a conditioning, like it was a whole academy, dude. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you were conditioned, like you were like an
I was,
experiment.
yeah, fully brought up basically. Like he conditioned, yeah, from the start. And that's what it is. It's
Yes.
been deconditioning a lot of that. Because
Yes.
yes,
Have
my
you
goodness.
have you taken the time to like look back and consciously like tell yourself and remind yourself that, I mean, it's hard. I don't want to say that it was all fake,
Right.
but it was. I mean, what do you trust more? What do you want to trust more? The fact that there was so many downfalls and like inconsistencies and disrespect and how often that happened, or do you want to focus more on the positive? Because how can the positive still hold its good weight if there was so much negative in the relationship too, to the point where it was violating your like like,
Faith
your
and time.
humanity? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. It's like I almost feel like, yeah, like there has to be some sort of cord cut, like something. Like I do feel very trauma bonded, even though like I don't want to like believe that. And
Yeah.
I want to just be like, nah, like there are times it's in waves. Like sometimes I'll go in waves. I'm like, oh hell no, like I got treated so fucked up. Like I went through so much, and then like 2 months goes by and I haven't like done as much work within like remembering those sorts of things, and then I like fall back in like to like, oh, that was like I did love that bitch. Like hate
Yeah.
him now. Not even hate. Like I can't even like I'm in a positive mindset, like reality. I really try to be, but and like that's what it is. It's like I'm like, well, then it was just his bad childhood, and it's like, no, that's not an excuse, and I just
No, it's
always go
not.
back to that. It's so
Because
bad.
yeah, because like as adults, you become responsible for healing the hurt parts of yourself so
Yeah.
that you don't go on hurting other people. Like he's responsible for that. It's not your responsibility to continue having patience for him. It's his responsibility to do the work on himself.
That, yes. And then he would quote unquote do the work, like he's going to therapy, but he told me once his therapist mentioned he might be a little narcissistic or something like that. And it was never talked about again. And ever like I mentioned it again, like near the end of our time talking, and he got really offended by that. Like, so I was like, maybe the therapist told him and then he like continued to lie to the therapist or like not tell the full truth. Like, I
Yeah.
know that the therapist could just be like another like breadcrumb or whatever, like a situation where he's painting his whole own reality there. And so
Right.
like I'm sure there's, whatever. But yeah, basically the whole point of me of like stressing out on the comments, like, what do I do? Is really just because I'm like, do we think that was my ex and I should just assume it was, or like, because that's just weird because it's like everything got changed over and I'm like, it kind of made me feel like I like went and locked my door. Like I kind of got a little scared and I don't like to feel like that energy, I was like, I got kind of nervous. So I would rather almost just know, but like obviously in my trauma in my life, like I know that you don't always get the clarity. So I'm like, okay, I can like live with this, but like I could also just like fucking message him and be like, was that you? And then if he messages anything back, like no or yes. If he said yes, I'd believe him. If he said no, I wouldn't believe him. And so I'm like, I guess I have my answer, but a confirmation would have been nice. But I can live, I suppose.
I'm scared of I don't want you to fall for the bait, for the trap.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I really
But I'm
don't,
like,
you
damn,
know.
that's a lot of bait. Like that's like you logged in and like so I'm like, damn, like
Did you ever change your Did you ever change your password?
I just did
Oh,
after
good.
this, but no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he definitely maybe had the same password still and somehow remembered it or like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, that's like after a year and a half, like a couple months, a year, like this is how it would be baited back. I don't know. So I'm like, was it a sign? Like somehow like my spirit guides or some stronger force switched everything. And maybe that's the test of it all. Like now I just have to sit here and like contemplate and live life like this and be like, okay, that's the test. Am I stronger than to reach out? I just don't like to be strong sometimes, basically. I think that's what it is. I just want to be like,
But you
fuck
know
it.
what?
I did this year of work.
But you deserve so much more, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's real.
Do you tell yourself that? Do you talk to yourself like to your own inner child, like you deserve so much more, and I don't want to put you in that position again. Like you shouldn't have to beg for just
Yeah,
basic decency.
that's so real. I don't do that enough. I do it in waves, and then it's like, I guess, yeah, I'm like, okay with subjecting myself to these panics, for
Yeah.
no.
Because I'm curious, what is it you feel drawn? Like, why do you feel drawn to reach out to him? Like, do
I
you
guess
still want?
okay.
Like, do you still want
I
him on the inside?
I think I'm nosy. I think I'm a Scorpio. I'm an astrologer, so I do live my life truly by the stars. I really do. It helps
Yeah.
me, guides me. And I'm a Scorpio, so like I honestly think I'm just like I don't like not knowing that someone's still alive and I don't know nothing about them anymore. Like that's again like maybe my trauma. Like but like how is someone fully breathing and alive still that I loved once, just like I literally have seen him in a bar. We got married and divorced because it was like very
Yeah.
like quick. Everything was insane, of
Yeah.
course. And the marriage only lasted a year, but like I see this man out and about once or twice and we were just strangers, complete strangers, and it's just insane to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing with your life? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm curious. Like, do you have friends? I don't know, probably not. Like, maybe they ebb and flow. Maybe you're
Yeah.
acting. Like, are you real with anyone? Because we got pretty real. Like, I'm a Scorpio. Like I said, like I made sure we got real. I pulled out a lot more vulnerability, I think, than most people could from him.
I
Although I
see.
did see like the black eyes, like when you get into certain conversations, just like zoned out. I'm like, damn, this
Yeah.
person's not with me actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally.
Yeah. So I guess this was just me like venting out my like last couple days, and I appreciate y'all listening.
Of
I guess,
course.
yeah, I just came about that. And this was a good vibe in here. I was like, you know what? I feel safe in this bit. Like,
Oh, heck yeah. As
let
you
me just
should.
like, yeah, I am in the hot seat. That is true. It was
Yes.
hot seat.
Oh my God. That's why it's called hot seat coaching.
Yeah, get up on here, everyone. Like, if you want to be hot
Literally.
seated.
Yes. No, but for real, like thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for feeling comfortable enough to come and talk about your like current situation. I mean, like, what do you feel like you're gonna do? Are you gonna keep moving forward and kind of protect your peace, or do you feel it sounds I don't know, like I don't know if you were ready to hop off, but I had one more question for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you're still seeking closure? Do you feel like you're still seeking closure? Do you need to create that closure for yourself?
Hell yeah, I'm still seeking closure. I do know that I need to close it myself and that like closure is a privilege basically. And like unfortunately it's just not a privilege I'm gonna get with this one. And I just have to move on. But like I could get closure, but is he just gonna lie and lie? So it's like, is it never actually true closure?
Right.
Anyway.
But don't you already have the truth? Isn't that the closure?
That's what I'm upset about, like, because yes.
That
But
is
I'm
the
like,
closure. I feel like
is.
it is. It's the closure. I know you're trying hecka hard. I know. I understand though, because it hurts. Like we don't want to accept that as the truth. We want to believe that this person really loved us the way they said they did. You know.
Yeah, I think one of my like the saddest truths of the world is that like closure is like you get it for yourself. You can't like ask it for other people. And I think I just am someone who does like to like tie things up with a bow and like really know like, okay, like this is done. Okay, cool. Like you want to tell me everything. I get to just vent it out to you. But is that closure? Like, what does that even do? So I understand that it would just bait me back in. And
It
so
would.
honestly, I'm going to be strong,
Yeah.
but I wish I could be not strong. And I just have to just like know that in like a month I'll be back. Like I won't feel this way probably anymore. I'm gonna be happy I didn't.
Yeah.
But right now I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be strong. I just want to like fall back for the same pattern because that's just so easy.
And it feels, and you know why? Because you're seeking any sort of comfort, and the only comfort
Yeah.
it would give you would be very temporarily. Because, like, say you got back into the cycle, like you would be comfortable for a little bit, but then he would have disappointed you again, and you would have been like, "Why'd I even come back?" Like, I promise it would repeat.
Exactly. I'd be like, damn. And I'm like, maybe it's my pride, but I'm like, there's no way I'm not breaking my no contact now. Like I've gone a year in like this many months. Like I want to get to a year in 6 months, and then I want to get to 2 years, and I did that. Like.
Yeah.
And I sometimes feel embarrassed for like counting like the months and everything. I'm like, it's been like a year and a couple months, but like I feel like it shows my strength and determination. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
like proud of myself. So I'm like, keep going, girl. Like,
As you should be. You should be very proud of yourself.
thank you.
Yeah.
It is
And
tough. It's interesting.
and just like remind yourself that these kinds of people, like the narcissists, they really do rely on their target being in an emotional state, because that's when they're the most easily manipulated, and that's when they're most easily coerced. So like just be careful coming to him in an emotional place, because he doesn't, like, narcissists don't operate with their heart the way like you and I do. You're coming to him with your heart, and he's coming to you with control and playing a game
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
dishonesty and like rewriting history and like a plan to use you again. You're coming there with a heart, and he's coming in there with a plan, a strategy. Oh, she's coming at me. Oh, she misses me. Okay, let me figure out how I can get her back. He just wants you as supply again. I don't want you to betray yourself.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The like understanding the like supply thing has really helped me like steer clear because
Yeah.
something about like, yeah, I don't want to feed this, but even like me thinking about it, even me taking this time right now to talk about it, I feel like I'm feeding his supply in that way, even, which I also hate that. I'm like, damn it. Like, okay, you got me again, low key, even though I didn't reach out.
Yeah.
That was like my first like green check on my end. Like, okay, good, I didn't do that.
Right.
But like it still did get my emotions. It still did get my energy and my time. And like I did get baited, even if I didn't,
Did
let
you
him know that.
exactly? He doesn't deserve any sort of access to you. Did you also block him on your email?
I do have him blocked on email, but I've had him when we were in a silent treatment phase within the relationship. I had him blocked on email, and it was able to get through, and that's how I was baited back in the first time. So unless there has been some like email, like Google email like updates in the iPhone, so maybe it's true. I'm gonna go double check though, because he is blocked everywhere, and he has no social media, like I said. But I'm like, okay, so if they're always like hoovering, is he hoovering? I can't tell.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know I don't know what makes them decide come back to the same person, or what makes them search for a new person. It would make sense. Like if I was to try and put my brain into theirs, like it would make sense if they wanted to come check back on you every now and then to see if you're still like
worried about them, thinking about them.
Exactly. If you're still able to be manipulated by them again and fall for their trap again.
Yeah, I feel like if he saw my profile, he would know. Probably not. Like I've never been so serious about my no contact as than I was in September, and I started it, and I was strong. But we've had like blocks where he would then like email me or get through somehow, like a *67 calling me, and I answer, and then it would be back in, and we're like, okay, fine, I'll unblock you. but this is the strongest I've ever been. So
I'm so proud
I
of
think
you.
he knows. Yeah, it's
And
not going to
listen,
work, but
are you doing this for yourself or to prove a point to him? To him, like the no
I
contact.
really, that's the thing is I'm doing it because I know it's like what I have to do, but I don't like, if it were like my perfect world, I wouldn't feel like I would want to no contact anyone. Like I would want to be able to like keep doors open for like communication, but I know that I have to do it this way with this specific person. Like
Yeah.
I've never had to like, I didn't know what narcissism was until like a year and a half ago. Or
Yeah.
like, but this is what that was, and especially the covert one, because we would like go to a party or something, and like right before we got to the party, we didn't speak in the car, and then he gets to the party, he's like, "Hey everyone!" Like he's like dancing with everyone, like the fucking like grabbing people to dance with, and then we get back in the car, and he's like, "Mm-hmm." I'm like, "Did you? That was fun, right?" He's like, "Mm-hmm." Like gives me nothing, you know. So
Ugh.
like it was true narcissism. Like it really was covert narcissism. And I've read
Yeah.
a couple books, and I'm really like doing my learning. It's like I just know I have to,
Yeah.
but like in my perfect world, I would absolutely like no contact nobody. Like, and that's the thing is I hold on to a lot of friendships still from like high school that like I'm like the type of person who just holds on a little bit longer than I maybe need to. I don't know how to let go of people
I get you.
unless
Yeah.
it's like this intense where you just cut them out. Like I can't really like just let go of people. It's very hard.
I realized recently in myself, because I resonate with that. I realized I've been taught to be loyal to the wrong people for too long, and that sounds like it's what the issue is with what you're telling me right now. That we stay loyal to the wrong people that don't give us anything in return, or sometimes it's even one-sided. It's like we're loyal to one-sided relationships where we're giving so much more than we are receiving, and that's a form of self-sabotage. Like we're sacrificing too much of ourselves. It's an imbalanced relationship.
It is. It's really interesting because I was giving way more, so it's like, why? Why do I even care? You know? But yeah, and that's like obviously more work for me, and I'm definitely following you. Like, I'm happy you came on my For You page because I obviously while you were talking, kind of scrolled through your like captions on your photo or your videos, and I was like, okay, you're gonna be speaking on shit I need to like be tapped in on and having in my algorithm because I just need like reminders essentially to like keep me strong and like filling my page. I do follow a bunch of like narcissistic person or abuse coaches or whatever it is, and I'm in a Facebook support group and shit like that. Like I really
Good.
like, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I do really appreciate coaching, and I think that it's like super valuable and like the best, like with people who've actually been through it is like everything to me. So
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Exactly. I feel like it's so necessary to have people that have experienced it because it's so much more different than someone that just learned about it through education or just a textbook. I feel like there's benefits to both, but it does give you a different experience to speak with someone that lived through it chronically as well, because it was the reality for an extended period of time.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of my friends have not been through it or they don't understand that they've been through it, because it's probably like one in whatever, like 20 people, 10 people might be a narcissist, who knows? But I don't know the actual math on that, but I notice these are the people I'm hanging on to really like a long time. I haven't been able to like let go of these friendships.
Yeah.
But if you fill it in with like new people and like the things you want to be hearing about and like talking about, they'll like probably fade away naturally. And that's kind of what's been happening this last like year. So I'm happy to. What?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm just happy that like, yeah, I can even like talk out loud with you in this moment to like get it out of, because I talked to some of those friends about it.
Yeah.
And like they're telling me like, girl, don't do it. It's him 100%.
Right.
But I'm like we don't like, y'all don't even like really know any like of the tea. So I'm like, is that their intuition though? Probably. But yeah, so I'm happy I got to just like trauma dump on y'all. Thank you.
Heck yeah. No. Listen, you're coming out of this stronger with a stronger sense of why you are not going to text him or ask him if that was him, because you don't need him. Listen, you don't need him. I promise you protect your heart, protect your energy.
And
continue
what's
to
crazy is
on.
I'm so gay too. Like, why was I even with a man? Like,
I don't know.
I really don't need him. I promise. I really don't even want him. It's just
Right. That's
letting
probably
go
the
of someone.
trauma bond, dude. Like literally these narcissists are so good at getting you hooked, dude. Getting you, your body, your
Mm-hmm.
whole nervous system reliant on him for regulation. Like it's genuinely like they mess with your brain and how you
Yeah.
operate. It's
My whole body
crazy.
was physically different a year ago. Like my chest, like I was nervous. I was having like chest issues, as
Yeah.
a woman and what have you. I don't know what I can say on here aloud, but like yeah, like chest issues. I was kind of nervous, and it like seemed like there maybe was something wrong. And like the second I went no contact, maybe like 3 weeks later, that same feeling and issue just was gone. I've gotten checked up. And it's like ever since then, like my chest is like it's actually like fuller. Like everything's different about my body. Like it's not like it's literally fuller. My whole body feels like it's insane. And in times like this, like I just fucked up one of my crowns in my tooth. Like I
Yeah.
bit on something hard. So I'm going to the dentist in January. It's fine. But I was like, that's why I was like, the word was toothless as the profile name. So I was like, is it because I'm stressing out because I haven't spoken to like I was just trying to coordinate it with something like maybe it's my body reacting to like thinking about him again, like because whenever I have like an ailment, I just feel like
Oh.
it's me, like it must be like the stress I have of thinking about him.
That's totally possible, especially in the energetic sense.
Yeah, because like the tooth thing happened like 2 days after I saw the name that was toothless, which is the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. But
Right.
like I was just like, oh fuck, like it was insane. Like it was just very like energetically like, okay, does this mean I should like just talk to him, or does that mean like that was him? And like that's like my body being like, nope, don't do it, girl. Like you see, you broke a tooth. Like thinking about this
Mm,
bitch essentially,
that's
because my
actually
whole
so
body
simple.
has changed. It's
That's
insane.
that's symbolic though.
It is. It really is. I'm like, God damn
Oh
it.
God, these people, man, that's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
know.
Do you
Yeah,
do you allow your intuition to guide you with these answers?
I have been learned. That's something I'm learning. I study human design as well, and like I didn't realize that I'm like I just started to study it,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to follow my animal instincts to say like on things of like yes or no, like my intuition in that way. So I've
Yeah.
been training. Like I'll walk outside and I'll like let myself randomly take a turn wherever I just feel like doing it. And I've gotten like really into like the archangels, like working with them to like try to help strengthen like, connections and
Yeah.
stuff to that. So I kind of like leaned on that. I was like, let the archangels tell me what to do. And I kind of like heard and like felt like, don't reach out. So I didn't in the moment.
Yes.
And then I let my friends kind of like talk with me about it. And then it kind of stressed me out because then I'm like thinking, okay, is it a stranger? Like who hacked me and would do that, And then I'm like, yeah. So I've been trying to listen to my intuition, and I realize what my intuition is I say something, and then like I'll move over it, move over it, move over it, and then I'll go back and be like, I swear I said I shouldn't. It's probably him. That was like the first thing I said, so I should probably listen to myself.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
But
You
it's
you
scary. Like,
that for it is scary, but I think you change your password, so you should be okay now, right?
right? I think so. Yeah, he's not gonna know that password, but
But
I was
that
like,
is scary.
damn. That's an interesting tactic if that's like what you're gonna choose to do.
Literally.
Log into my HBO and change everything
They're
to scan
energy
everything.
vampires. All they want to know is that they've had an effect on you in some way. That's all they care about.
I know Loki when you were like if you want to pop up in here, I was like, okay, let me check who's like watching because what if it could be like that's like I don't like feeling this paranoia of like is he watching? That's honestly like the other thing is like if I knew he was in my life or if I didn't have no
Mm.
contact, I would have my tabs on him. That's maybe like that's like me discovering that right now talking to you, honestly. It's like maybe it's me. It's the paranoia I feel not knowing if he knows
Oh,
what I'm up to.
listen. And
Like
what
I
if
don't
he?
want
And
him to
so what? So
know.
what if he did? Listen. So what if he did though? Because aren't
I wish I
you?
could just block him everywhere, though. I don't want him to know. I don't, like he got to see what I was watching on TV. Like, no.
I get you. It's like it gives you like a gross feeling that he's still keeping tabs in some way.
Yeah, like I have a lurker, and it's
Yeah,
like my
that's.
narcissistic ex. Like I have to watch my back. I don't want him to know I'm caring about him, so I don't talk about like like I've posted like 3 videos about like I broke up or I've been no contact with my narcissistic ex for 1 year now. Fuck yeah, like a little video like that. I'm like, has he like? I don't want him to see it because I don't want him to know I even give him any energy.
Right.
So I was like, I just hate that someone's alive over there that I just I have no contact with. I hate the feeling. I just want
No,
to know
yeah.
so that I know he's not watching me. I want to be the one in control. It's maybe my Scorpioisms, but
No, I
yeah,
understand that. It sucks.
it's
There's
just
no
out
way
of
to know for
control.
sure unless you choose to be
Yeah,
private online.
right. And I'm trying to get eyes on me for my like astrology and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not like, yeah. So yeah, it's just something I'm learning to live with for sure.
Yep.
Is
I
like the
understand
lurking
that.
or the hoovering. That's something I've just been really like anxious about. That's been like my biggest anxiety about covert, figuring all this out,
Yeah.
realizing who the covert narcissist and realizing that they can hoover back. I was like, I don't like that. I'd rather you just stay away.
For sure.
It's
So
too
I,
thin.
so I guess now the question would have to be like, how can you maintain a sense of safety within yourself, despite the possibility that he may be hoovering? How can you make sure you're safe and maintain that sense of safety?
Yeah, I feel like I would have to just do that by continuing basically doing what I'm doing, just like meditation, leaning in my spirituality and kind of like just trusting and like something spiritual kind of was like helping me and like keeping me safe as well, honestly. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like a single girly living, out
No,
here on
yeah.
my own. So I'm like, that's just, yeah, how I have to kind of feel. I just trust that every time I go out, I'll be like, no, my spirit guide, I'd be like, no, my spirit guides wouldn't let me run into him. They wouldn't do that to me. So, and I haven't seen him only but twice in a year and a couple of months. So I think I've just been leaning on that. Every time I go out, I
Yeah.
kind of just like know, like my spirit guides got me. They won't put me in a situation where I have to interact or run into him.
Yeah.
And so that's been helping me, I think. And so I'm gonna just like, yeah, keep leaning on that because I don't know how else I would do it unless you have a good tactic for that.
Well, I just started thinking. I'm noticing that your sense of safety and control is dependent on his presence in your life. But what if you affirmed to yourself that he no longer has an effect on you and he no longer has control or power over you? Affirming that to yourself.
I do love affirmations. I think that would help me too. Yeah, like, and that is the thing is clearly it feels like
Are we still tuned in?
sorry.
Hey, hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good, good.
That
No
is good.
worries.
I love affirmations. That's gonna
Yeah,
be. I'm gonna write down some journal affirmations about that. Like
good,
try to
yeah,
like physically force myself to say them every morning or something and see if
exactly.
it helps me out.
For sure, like verbalizing it makes it more real for your psyche, like all aspects of you, the subconscious and the conscious mind. That's you're actively reprogramming your mind and the way you show up by verbally affirming that he no longer has an effect on you and that you're safe. Like he has no control over me anymore. He can't affect me anymore. Just removing the power from him and putting it back to you, giving it back to yourself.
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do as a
Hmm.
Scorpio. Full stop. Like, girl, give me my power back. Hold on,
Literally,
too
yeah,
much. Yeah,
exactly. Because yeah, you that power is still there. It just helps a lot to like manually manifest it.
yeah.
Hmm.
I feel really good. Thank you so much for like spending so much time with me on this
Of
and letting me
course.
all over the place. I have ADHD and I had a whole long like I worked this whole day, took a nap, woke up, went on TikTok, saw this, and I was like, okay, let me like this is like what I needed to talk to someone about today. You know,
I'm
letting my
so glad.
intuition kind of guide me that way. So I will be
Yes.
following. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you for your time.
Of course. Thank you so much for hopping on.
Okay, I don't know how to get off though.
Okay, I will disconnect. Okay, have a good night.
You too.
Bye. How lovely. Okay, let's see. Was it disconnected? Okay. Awesome. Alex, I see your question. I don't know if you're still in the chat. But Alex asked, what's the difference between narcissistic abuse and abuse in general? So, they're both abuse, obviously. Narcissistic abuse is just categorized by a personality disorder. And the way they behave and interact with people in different relationship dynamics is often similar and cyclical. Like that's how you can identify it, is when there are certain seasons of the relationship, right? There's the season of the relationship where you're being cared for, catered to, nurtured, taken care of. That's love bombing, okay? And so that's how the narcissist knows that they've got you comfortable and dependent on him or them. Because you've created the safety, you've let their guard down. They love bomb you to get your guard down, to let your guard down. Once you do let your guard down, and they know that you're in it for real, with your heart and soul, once they have you there, that's when they unmask. That's when their truth comes out. And that's often a careless, selfish, and insecure individual. That is also very negative in my experience, at least. And so, in this part of the cycle, after they've love bombed you, they'll often do something that's like disrespectful or hurtful or inconsiderate of your feelings and sense of safety and security within the relationship dynamic. And so you'll try to go to them to talk about it because you already have the preconceived notion that it's safe, and that because it's right after the love bombing, right? You're like, well, I'm sure that they would understand. I'm sure that they might want to hear this, or I'm sure they care enough to want to listen to this, right? But no, because you go to them and try to have a conversation with them about it. Can y'all see me well? I hope y'all can. And what happens? You're dismissed. Your emotions are dismissed. You're invalidated. I'm just making sure. Sorry, I'm checking if y'all can see me fine, and y'all can, which is good. Okay. Yeah. You're dismissed emotionally. You're emotionally invalidated. They don't have emotional capacity for you. Okay. And so to the level at which you're brought down, it varies and it ranges, and each relationship is different. It can be just verbal, it can be just emotional, physical, it changes. It's not the same all the time. Like, for example, not every narcissist physically abuses their partner. Sometimes it's just verbal abuse or like emotional neglect and stuff like that. They're very self-catering individuals. And so say after the disrespect, you're like, man, I don't know, this is some bullshit. I don't deserve this. So you're like, I'm going to leave. You know what? Listen. And you tell them, hey, this ain't working out, blah, 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 blah. And then they get you back with false narratives. They promise you things that they can't fulfill. They promise they'll change. And then you do notice a little bit of a change because right after, is the beginning of the cycle again. The love bombing cycle, the love bombing season, where they quickly change the subject or change the pace of the relationship when it was just trashy. Don't you remember they just ghosted you for a few days? They just ghosted you. They just disrespect you. They just freaking hurt you. They just physically did this a few days ago. And now you're love bombing me and I'm supposed to be okay with this? And I'm supposed to feel like all giddy and all good? That's the cycle. That's the narcissistic abusive cycle. It's like hot and cold. For the entirety of the relationship. Until you finally snap out of it and you look back at your history. You look back. And you're like, oh, there's been a pattern here. They've disrespected me countless of times. They've hurt me countless of times. They've been inconsiderate of my feelings countless of times, repetitively, despite knowing better, despite having conversations about this particular thing. And they're continuing to do it. And then that's when a lot of people, they're like, well, why do they do that? Why do they keep doing that if I told them? Well, then I'm going to ask you, why are you still telling them and why have you not walked away already? They've already shown you their true character. Why have you not walked away yet? Because you're emotionally attached. You're trauma bonded with this person. You're emotionally attached. You're attached to their well-being. You're attached to the relationship because they've made you believe that there's a real relationship worth saving. They've made you believe that. Medusa, that's a good question. You're asking how to deal with triangulation in the family. Everyone's situation is different. That's why I often refer people to book a session with me, a one-to-one. That's how we can get into the details regarding your particular situation. That's what I would advise. Okay. That's how you know when you're in a narcissistic abusive cycle with someone. That's the pattern. Yeah. You're welcome, Medusa. You can go ahead and send me a DM. Or let me see if I can send you. Let's just take care of this right now. Yep, the cycle is quite draining, y'all. It is very draining, and it's actually very sad to look back once you're out of the situation to realize that it was all curated to manipulate you so that you believe that there is something worth fighting for, but they have a different idea as to what's going on. They're very aware. They're very aware of the whole situation going on. And in order for the performance to continue, it's dependent upon your ability it depends on your inability to see the bigger picture. The narcissist is dependent on your blindedness to your own intuition. They're dependent on you denying your own intuition. That's why they're scary individuals. Because they're playing a game on your psyche, on your reality, on what is real for you. It's like evil stuff. It's really evil stuff. It is spiritual. Yeah, literal demons, like soul energy vampires. They operate on it's like their only mode of operation is to deceive. Is to be deceptive all the time. It's to not show their cards any moment. It's to be hidden, their truth to be hidden. They're walking around with a mask, constantly masking, to extract what they need and what they want from a certain situation or person. Exactly. It's so scary. They literally just ghost. They literally just disappear. Unless you do it first. In my experience with my ex, when I finally picked up on the pattern, when I finally became aware of it, I didn't confront him at all, y'all. Don't confront them. Don't confront them. You'll never get what you want out of them. Do not confront the narcissist. The way you maintain power in the whole dynamic, in the whole situation, is through silence and distance. Listen to me. The way you maintain your power and control in a relationship with a narcissist is through silence and distance. Do not confront your narcissistic boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Do not confront them. You will never get what you want out of them. You're just giving them information to know how to manipulate you. You're just giving them ammo for how to manipulate you and what to use against you. That's all you're doing. I'm still here, y'all. All right, y'all. So once again, y'all, DM me to book a one-to-one consultation if you need guidance and mentorship for how to navigate your situation, whether you're in a narcissistic family or whether you are in a relationship with a narcissist. Feel free to DM me and I can send you the link. Send over the link. Okay. As a narcissistic abuse recovery coach, my primary focus is helping scapegoats and victims develop the skills needed to maintain their self-esteem, self-concept, and to pretty much self-actualize. How can you alchemize this experience to elevate yourself? Elevate your self-esteem and confidence. Dry water. How do you recover when you always feel like you're okay, but no, you're not? That's quite a vague question. And I would love to learn more about your situation in a one-to-one. I can send over the link if that's of interest to you. It's hard to answer questions on live, especially because there's no way to know the details of your situation without speaking to you directly. I'm out of water. I'd love if you could clarify that question. That's okay. Just give me more information. Be a little bit more detailed and concise into what you're really asking. I'd be happy to answer here and do what I can while I'm here. I wonder if you're still typing. Good morning, good evening. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when I get hit with a trigger, that reminds me of him. Shit hits the fan. I understand that. I wonder what aspect of it has more control over you still. There seems like there's something there that still holds power over you. Is there something that's yet to be addressed regarding this memory or regarding the trigger? Yeah. Yeah, good. You're saving yourself and you're protecting your peace. That's what's hard for a lot of people that deal with narcissists. It's like they struggle to see them for what they really are. They're still attached to what they think is. They still have a relationship with the mask. Rather than reprogramming their mind to see them for who they really are, the truth. Yeah. And that's okay that it does still. Yep. I've seen that happen before, Ivory. I get you on that. I get you on that. Hello, hello, Havana. Welcome. We're doing well. How are you? I just seen all of your comments. Listen, thank you for being so interactive and engaged. No, that's not on you. Your father, listen, daddy issues are not your issue. Are you your own father that abandoned you? No. You're not at fault for what happened. But at some point you do become completely responsible for how it continues to affect you. Yes. You have a responsibility to look at that, look at your shadow, and do that work so that your trauma is not following you everywhere and infecting every new environment and opportunity placed in front of you. Yes. This is why I'm here. Experiencing narcissistic abuse can be so isolating. You know, we often feel like we're the only, because a lot of us say that a lot of us don't experience a lot of support in our experiences. We're often gaslit or told that it probably wasn't that big of a deal, or the abuser is often supported or advocated for or defended even. So I think that's why it's so important for us to come out and be real about our experiences and the effects of it too. I mean, it's such a crazy experience to genuinely be isolated from support, to be gaslit, for your reality to be undermined. That felt worse than the death of my parents. And that hurts. Yeah, Havana, that sounds really, really intense. Dealing with narcissistic, yes. Because you look back and you realize it was all a performance. None of it was real. You thought it was real. You were trained to believe it was real. You were conditioned. You were taught. You were part of someone's sick experiment, sick game. Exactly. You look back and you say, holy crap, all that was real for me was strategic on your part. It's so scary to realize your reality was influenced by someone's consciousness, by someone's will. It was manipulated and sabotaged strategically so that you have one understanding of the situation at whole and you remain blindsided. They teach you to dishonor, it's 11:11, to dishonor your own tuition, your own truth, your own instincts, so that you remain blindsided. They gaslight you so that you gaslight yourself. They train you to gaslight yourself. Yes. That's what's crazy about dealing with narcissists. They train you to gaslight yourself. That's why once you become aware of it, get out. Get out, yeah. It's all a facade. It's all like so scary. How strategic they are. It's debilitating. Yes, and I'm also noticing a lot of women around me are waking up to how they've been mistreated, undervalued, misused, and taken advantage of. And I also offer, like, look, this is why I offer hot seat coaching. It's so that people have the opportunity to come on here, like, publicly and have a discussion regarding your situation if that's something you're comfortable with. So the opportunity is here. If you are not yet ready to move into a one-to-one, a private one-to-one. Okay, let's do it. Hello, Mike. I'm doing well. How are you? I will say my limit, though, before we hop on is about, I'll do half an hour. Let me accept it real quick. Because I have some ice cream waiting for me. Wait one moment. My tab, it's opening up right now, the tab to request to accept it. There we go. Hello.
Hello, hello. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
So talk to me.
I can't hold you. Like, I can keep it so for real. I just feel like all my issues is on me. Like, I know that sounds ignorant to all hell, but like, it just feels like all my issues is on me. Like, I feel
What?
like I could just let it go, but like, as much as it feels like obviously, like, I'm doing the thing where I'm taking my emotions too literally and trying to like, literally just let it go and be over and done with it. But it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like the shit is on me.
It probably is, but also it might also mean that you haven't taken the time to really sit with your feelings. Like, it sounds like your feelings are still stagnant in your body.
Yes and no, in the sense where it's like I don't think about this on like a day-to-day basis. Like, I could go weeks at a time not really thinking about it. And then it's just like certain things might make me like irritated, certain things just might not. I don't know.
That's fair. Are you just, yeah. Are you saying you'll get overstimulated? Are you saying that you become aware that you all of a sudden are overstimulated by something?
More so like I could process the fact that I'm overstimulated by it, and then I won't know why I'm overstimulated. Like, I will literally sit in a situation, be able to say, hey, I'm overstimulated, I'm irritated, I need to like pull myself out of this, but I can never tell you why. So it feels like a constant cycle of like you're lighting the fire next to gas and the explosion keeps happening, but instead of like controlling the fire, I just want to turn off the gas. So there is no gas to begin with.
What would the gas be?
That's the thing. I can't tell you what that gas is. And that's why I feel like it's just on me.
So wait, are you
Because
saying
if I
that,
can't tell you, because if I can't tell you what it is, then how am I like, what's it called? How am I gonna like have an issue with it if I can't tell you what it is?
are you aware of what the trigger is though?
Uh, yeah.
So that maybe that's why.
Like
Maybe, isn't that the reason why
in
though?
a very general sense though, like I would say like the trigger is like for like the same way how I feel like if I just said the bullshit is just the trigger, most people in here would understand like when I say the bullshit is just the trigger. Like, you just hear the same bullshit that you were told by said XYZ person or like been put in the same situation elsewhere. And it might not even be a one for one. I could see somebody in a situation like that and that'll set me off or something like that. And I'll understand it, but it's like, again, because I can't tell you why I still hold on to it. I can't tell you why I give a fuck still. So it's like, how am I going to complain about an issue when I can't even tell you why I care about it?
Is there anything in particular that you're talking about?
Um, it's not necessarily any particular behavior. It's just behaviors within people. Like, specifically just behaviors within people. At least for me, that's what'll really do it to me.
What if what if it's just as simple as that? Like, some people's behaviors just irritate you. Like, what if it's, you can break it down to just that simple?
Because if it was like a
That's
passive
why.
irritation,
Yeah.
if it was like even like I had patience for it and then like I could just pull myself away and like deal with it like a responsible adult, that would be one thing. It feels like I'm like a child that has no prefrontal cortex and will just pop off at anything.
Okay. So doesn't that sound like emotional regulation? Like, you need skills to Know how to emotionally regulate? Is that accurate?
It's not necessarily the emotional regulation aspect of it, because again, like I can control like the emotional part of it or getting myself out of it. It's just I don't want to be in the shit to begin with. I don't want to have like the trigger response to begin with. And like
And
that's the part that sucks.
so it sounds like you're resisting to what's natural for you, what comes natural for you, right?
In a sense.
Right?
But it's like
Have you tried to just accept that for who you are? For what happens, at least for now?
um
Rather than resisting so hard to it, because I notice there's a lot of resistance.
ye- I accept it in the sense where it's like there ain't shit I could do about it. So it's like, yeah, you kind of just have to accept it and take that to the face. But like, what else can you do besides that?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. You have to surrender. What if you just have to surrender? Because it won't go away.
I don't
Look,
know about
listen,
that.
listen. Can you accept that it just won't go away? Can you envision that reality where you know what?
Yeah, but then and also like when people are telling me like, or it's I trust the people around me enough to know that like if they're telling me, hey, there's like very clearly you still holding on to XYZ or whatever the case may be, I trust them. But also at the same time, I can't tell you what that looks like in their eyes comparatively because I don't feel that. I just feel like I'll get mad for the 5 seconds, pull myself out of it, and be like, okay, it's over with, move on. I don't know like what else other people see besides that, where it's like, oh, this is actually some shit that like you have to deal with.
Who have you spoken to about this already?
Specifically like relatives around me, like my mother, especially because she dealt with the man most of my life as well. All props to her though, amazing parent. Shout out my mom. But like even things like that, like I could be talking to her about it, and then like I'll be okay about like talking to her things like that. But like when I go sit in my room and think about something or like think about said situation, I won't feel like okay for a good 5 minutes. And then I can't stop thinking about it. And it's like what you doing the thing where you're replaying the event in your head to see where you could have done something wrong or made better changes or done anything different. I'm fully aware I could not have done anything better or different. Like, especially as a child, I could not do anything more different. But that does not change the fact that I still felt like even at 12, 13, 14, even beyond that, at like 8 or 9, I still could have done something about it then. I
You
still could have like easily dealt with it then. I just chose not to. At least that's how it feels like for me.
Because if that was true, you would have done it at 9 years old. The way you're saying.
It feels like I could have though. That's what I'm saying. Like it feels like something in my head, like including now, it feels like I could fully just let it go, but like something in my head won't let me let it go. Like I don't know how to describe it. It feels so stupid to talk about it because it's like I'm complaining about something I can't even tell you about. And I'm not saying like complaining. Can't tell you about it. Like I can't talk about it. I can't say it because like I can't tell you where that like anger is pinpointed or like comes from.
Yeah, that's fair. Damn. What if there's? I don't know. I don't know. Have you spoken to a like psychiatrist about this or a psychologist about this?
Dude, the last one I spoke to on, I mean this so seriously, was just on their phone for like an hour. So it's like at that point, like, why am I paying someone when I'm already poor, struggling to like feed myself to talk about my issues when like they're half interested to begin with?
That's not okay. Did you report them? You could have asked for a new right? Couldn't you have asked for a new provider?
I don't have money for that. I don't have money to like go like book appointments and do all that. So for me, it's just easier to just eat it, take it to the face, and move on with life.
I hear you. What would clarity feel like for you? Like, what is it that you're seeking? I'm genuine. I'm curious.
To be able to live my life in a way where like I don't know, I guess I could feel content with everything. I don't necessarily know why I don't feel content, but I just don't feel content.
So figure out what would make you feel content. You have to focus on what would make you feel content and prioritize chasing those and actualizing those things. What would
All
bring
right, I'll work on
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I'll work on that.
that's within our control.
All right, I'll work on that. I'll reflect on that.
All right. Is that it, you feel? Oh. Okay, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to hop off now. I got some ice cream to eat, and I'm getting ready for bed. You're so welcome. Thank you for tuning in, Dry Water. Yes, this is for free, or you can book a private one-to-one to get more of a deep dive on your particular situation, navigating narcissistic abuse. Yeah, don't worry. I'll probably be on tomorrow. Follow to get notified when I go live. And watch my videos because I talk all about covert narcissistic abuse. So thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next time. DM me if you want the link to book the 101. All right, bye.